So recently, I surpassed 200,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I wanted to say a big shout out to all of you who've watched my content and supported the channel over the years. You guys are absolutely amazing. Over the years, I've had a lot of people ask me for advice on how to grow a YouTube channel, so I figured I'd put together a video sharing some of the things I've learned as I grew my own channel to over 200,000 subscribers and over 90 million views, basically outlining the things I wish I knew before I got started. In this video, I'm going to share some tips and strategies that you can use to grow a successful gaming channel on YouTube. So without further ado, let's buckle up, grab some iced coffee, and dive into the video. My first piece of advice when making a new gaming channel is to start by targeting a niche rather than being a variety channel right off the bat. It's much easier to grow an audience from scratch if your channel is focused on a single game, franchise, or genre like RPGs. If you try to make a channel that appeals to the entire gaming market, you'll most likely end up appealing to no one. It's much easier to branch out into variety content once you already have an established audience. Asmongold started with World of Warcraft videos before branching out into reactions. ESO Danny started with Skyrim and then eventually became a variety RPG channel. And Mr. Matty Plays grew his channel with Fallout content before branching out to reviews and gaming news. My channel started specifically with Fallout New Vegas and Oblivion, and I earned my big break by covering Mass Effect back in 2021 when BioWare released the remaster of the OG Trilogy. I had around 1,000 subscribers at the beginning of 2021, but by the end of the year I had over 50,000. Another big part of success on YouTube that a lot of aspiring content creators, and even established ones, often overlook is the importance of seizing on opportunities and trends. You need to have a solid content strategy and always be on the lookout for upcoming opportunities to grow your channel. For gaming specifically, this will often be new game releases, remasters, or resurgent interest in an existing game, like we saw with Cyberpunk 2077 after the release of the Edgerunners anime in 2022. Whenever there is a large increase in eyeballs on a game or franchise, it means there is a big opportunity to tap into a new audience to grow your channel. And you need to be prepared to put out a lot of relevant content in a short time frame to capitalize on that opportunity. In recent years, short-form content like YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok has also proven to be a great way to grow your reach as a content creator. YouTuber and streamer Pirate Software recently shared his strategy from how he grew his channel from around 10,000 subscribers to over 1 million in just a year using YouTube Shorts.
We had been producing content on YouTube for a long time, and we found that YouTube Shorts were doing really well. And I kind of looked at the way that the market was going and looked at what YouTube was doing, and YouTube was pushing all of its effort into YouTube Shorts. Anytime you want to be discovered on a platform, the platform's not going to do it for you. They're never going to be like, I'm going to make you famous now. What you have to do is you have to look at what they're doing, what makes them the most money, and kind of follow that trend is how I felt about it. It's like, okay, they're putting every piece of effort into the YouTube Short, and no one is really capitalizing on this super heavily. So my plan was to go from about 10,000 subscribers to about 15,000 by the end of the year. Because I think we were at 13,000 at the time. We would go to 15,000 by the end of the year. We broke 1 million before the end of the year. It did phenomenally well, but my entire strategy around this,
it did
okay. We just hit 2 million this last week as well, which is just crazy. So it hasn't stopped.
Posting short form content consistently has definitely been one of my biggest missed opportunities over the last year or two. Mainly, it's been difficult for me to find the time to edit vertical videos in addition to my long form content since I am just one man. And this is where today's sponsor, Opus Clip, comes into play, because I think this tool can be a game changer for myself and other content creators out there. Basically, Opus Clip is a tool that you can use to quickly transform your long-form videos into short vertical clips, complete with automatic captions that are great for TikToks or YouTube Shorts. And it's super simple to use. Just grab a YouTube link, paste it into the box, hit grab clips, and in just a few minutes, Opus Clip will generate up to 10 vertical videos with captions that you can download and post onto social media. You can also paste in links from a variety of other social media platforms like Twitch and Rumble, or upload a media file directly from your computer. I've been testing out Opus Clip for the past week, and so far I've been really impressed with the quality of the clips it generates from my own content. For me, the automatic captions alone are extremely valuable because if you've ever manually added captions to a video, you know it's a tedious and time-consuming process. And the captions are shockingly accurate. It only really stumbles on unique names or fantasy words like Minrathous. But you can easily quality check and edit the transcriptions right within the tool and then re-render the video. You can also easily reframe the video with the Opus Clip editing tool or export the project to finalize your edits in another software like Adobe Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve. Also, if you don't like the clips that Opus Clip generates automatically, you can also hone in on a specific time frame you want to clip and then generate a video from that. This allows you to have complete control over the creative process and speed up your workflow for creating short vertical clips from your long-form videos. For me, the main thing that's been holding me back from posting more short-form videos is time. It's always more worth it for me to just make another long-form video than to spend a bunch of time creating shorts. So having a tool that allows me to generate short clips for YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok in just a couple of clicks is incredibly valuable. And I'm already starting to see some great results. One of my videos that I created in Opus Clip has generated over 250,000 views on Instagram and almost 100,000 views on TikTok. And these are just the results I've been able to get in a single week on a handful of uploads. So I look forward to experimenting with this more and seeing what I can do over the course of a whole year. If you want to check out Opus Clip for yourself, then click on the link in the description. Big shout out to Opus Clip for sponsoring this video. I'll be honest though, as a small and upcoming YouTuber, it is very difficult to capitalize on new game releases. There is a ton of competition from established channels, many of whom will have an edge via getting an early copy of the game. This doesn't mean it's impossible to grow on new game launches, and you should definitely not shy away from it, but I actually think a better opportunity for smaller channels will come through remasters or resurging interest in a franchise from extended media like Netflix shows. Another good way to do it is to target an older franchise that has less competition but still has a lot of interest in the franchise, something like Fallout New Vegas. Let's walk through some specific examples. When BioWare announced that they were releasing a remaster of the Mass Effect Trilogy in early 2021, I saw the potential to grow my audience by pumping out a lot of new content on one of my favorite RPG franchises. So between the announcement in I think January or February of that year, and when the game actually launched in May, I put out over 75 Mass Effect videos with the goal of capitalizing on a resurgent interest in the franchise. I had an advantage because I was already very familiar with the Mass Effect games, plus there was very little competition because most of the bigger YouTubers were focused on creating content around newer games. The ones who did cover Legendary Edition, most of them moved on after the first week or two. But I was able to grow my channel massively by serving the Mass Effect community with deep dive content on a variety of aspects of the game's lore and RPG choices. Then, in the fall of 2022, when Netflix released the massively successful Cyberpunk Edgerunners anime, I saw another opportunity to grow my channel. I started pumping out a bunch of guides and RPG choice content related to Cyberpunk 2077, which at the time was seeing its highest player count since the launch of the game 2 years earlier. This strategy once again paid off, and at this time I was able to surpass 100,000 subscribers. I had a similar run with Fallout 4 and New Vegas content earlier this year after the increased interest in those games stemming from the Amazon Fallout TV show. May was my best year views-wise of 2024, covering a nearly 10-year-old game. If you want to grow a successful YouTube channel over the long term, you always have to keep an eye out for these kinds of opportunities and be ready to strike when the iron's hot. Now you might be thinking, hey Dan, that's great, but what if I don't know what kinds of videos I should post? Where should I even start if I want to grow my YouTube channel? In my opinion, the best way to get started is to focus on creating guides and tip videos. You don't need to be a master of the game to do this either. Some of my best guides were basically created from playthroughs where I made a ton of mistakes and then shared what not to do. If you're looking for ideas on what guides to make, then I recommend using the YouTube search bar. You know how when you start typing into the search bar, YouTube starts pulling out a list of suggested searches? Well, these aren't entirely random. They're actually based on real search traffic that users have inputted into YouTube or Google. So a great way to come up with video ideas is to just input the name of the game and then type how to, or what happens, or where to, and see what suggestions YouTube auto-populates. This is actually how I came up with a lot of my Mass Effect video ideas back in the day. I typed in Mass Effect 2, what happens if, and then basically made videos for each suggested search term in the list. While most content creators are chasing after the ever-elusive YouTube algorithm recommendations, don't sleep on YouTube search. Because if you can create a video that ranks at the top of search results, you can generate a ton of evergreen traffic to your videos and gain new subscribers and viewers over time. To me, I think this is one of the best and most often overlooked ways to build a new channel from scratch. My last tip, and this one is a little bit more intangible, is to find a way to make yourself stand out and make your content unique. If you just copy what other content creators are doing, you're not going to be unique, and you're probably only going to get a fraction of the results. For example, there were a lot of channels making videos exploring what happens when you make various choices in RPGs and action games. So I decided to put my own spin on this by making devil's advocate videos, arguing why you should make the quote-unquote worst choices in these games. This helped my videos stand out from similar comparison videos, and my videos on Cyberpunk, Hogwarts Legacy, and Baldur's Gate 3 specifically were incredibly successful. Also, and this is another big tip, whenever you stumble upon something that works for your channel, double down on it. Try to create as many similar videos as possible to further the growth of your channel. I see tons of content creators who stumble upon one or two viral video ideas and then immediately move on, wasting their chance to tap into something that was really working for them. Anyhow, I could ramble on and on about this topic for hours, so if you have any specific questions, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll try to get back to you. And once again, big shout out to Opus Clip for sponsoring this video. Be sure to click on my link in the description to get Opus Clip and start creating viral clips from your long-form videos in just a few minutes. And as always, big shout out to all the channel members for supporting my content. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.